Harvard's refusal to bow to the Trump administration is costing them more than $2 billion in funding.
He wants us to be using the Trump syllabus instead of our own syllabi, our own teaching. And that's a violation of the First Amendment. It's a violation of academic freedom. He is trying to use the coercive power of the federal government, including massive funding cuts.
The White House says it will withhold multi-year grants after the school refused to accept several demands. Those included sharing hiring and admissions data and allowing a third party to audit programs that the administration says fuel anti-Semitic harassment. President Trump also threatened to revoke Harvard's tax-exempt status on Tuesday.
The president's position on this is grounded in common sense, in the basic principle that Jewish American students, or students of any faith, should not be illegally harassed and targeted on our nation's college campuses.
Like Harvard, Johns Hopkins University is one of 60 schools under investigation by the Department of Education. Researchers there are already facing more than $800 million in funding cuts made by the Department of Government Efficiency last month.
These patients are on clinical trials because they have no other options.
Dr. Elizabeth Jaffe is the deputy director of Johns Hopkins Kimmel Cancer Center.
They're helping even patients with the worst possible cancers, metastatic lung cancer, metastatic colon cancer, metastatic melanoma. These were deadly cancers 10 years ago. They're now chronic diseases like diabetes.
When Johns Hopkins loses funding from the NIH, is it fair to say that will cost lives in the long term?
It's going to cost lives not only in the long term, but in the short term, because if they stop the funding, we have to say to the patient the next day, we don't have the funding coming in.
Without your clinical trial, what would have happened?
I probably would have died.
Vanessa Brandon was diagnosed with colon cancer in 2014 and says a clinical trial for immunotherapy at Johns Hopkins saved her life.
When you hear that this trial could be in jeopardy from these cuts, what do you think?
It just breaks my heart that this money is being cut. I'm a Black woman, just barely making it at times. It's just so heartbreaking because there's other people out there in the same position that I'm in that want to live.
A Harvard spokesperson told me, quote, "The majority of endowment money is restricted and cannot be touched. It can only be used for its intended purpose. Where endowment money goes is usually decided when it's donated." Nikki Batiste, CBS News, New York.